3 other books together. We worked on one here called Guitar Cowboy. It's about a young boy whose parents are killed during an Indian raid, and he goes out on his own at the age of 13, and he can shoot, lasso, ride a horse, and track, and everything. And this is a wonderful story. And this one over here is about called Wobbly Bags a Thief. And the main character of this is a shopping cart, Wobbly, the shopping cart, whose wheels go in 4 different directions at the same time. You've had that experience at stores, right now? Your mom's always complaining about, oh, the wheels are terrible on this cart. And naturally, old Wobbly, he becomes a hero at the end too. It's possible, you know. So you may see, it's very wobbly. You may see him at the grocery store when you go there. And if you see him, say hello to him for me. Now, okay. Now this over here is called the 3 Little Godfathers. This takes place in Mexico about the year 1900. It's about 3 little Mexican boys in Mexico who are orphans, and they find an abandoned baby, and they adopt the baby themselves. And you'll see what happens when you do good things for others. Good things come back to you. And that's been my philosophy all my lifetime. And so I try to do good things for people, and as you get older, you do more things. And so John and I, we did these 4 books together, and we're planning on doing a 5th one in the very near future. And these are great books. These are all available, of course, on my website. Now, let me begin the story, kids, okay? Horace the Great, Harmonica King. Oh, I'm sorry, before I go ahead, how many kids know what a marquee is? Anyone? Have you heard that word marquee? Marquee? Well, it's around you all the time. Now, how many have seen a theater with all the lights on the theater outside, with all the name of the movie and stuff like that? Well, that thing with the name of the movie is and the lights is that is a marquee. Now, that's called a marquee. And the thing is that all my stories, I had to make a decision whether to write a story where the kids understand every single word, or write a few extra words in there that they don't understand. And so I took that route. For every story I write, I have 2 or 3 words in the story that the kids have to ask someone, what is this word? What is the purpose of reading if the purpose of reading is to learn new words and to become educated? And so if you keep on reading something that you know all the words, you're not learning anything except it's a nice story. But the thing is, besides having a nice story, you want to learn something too. Okay, Horace the Great, Harmonica King, by Felix Meyerhofer, and John McFarlane illustrated the story. Right on the marquee, for all eyes to see, was Harmonica King, and for such a small fee. The star of the night was Horace the Mouse. With his talented playing, he would bring down the house. But how did a mouse become a musician? I'll tell you a story that began the tradition. Horace was born in the musical world, where his outstanding talents would soon be unfurled. Orchestra sounds rang out through the hall to delight the young ears of this mouse in his stall. In a secretive place there was a dark hole, where his family lived behind a big pole. He listened and listened to music that flowed by the finest composers, all in the right mode. His favorite pastime was to hum all the themes, from Baroque to the classics with music of dreams. But guarding the hall was a creature of night with evil intent right to the last bite. It was Maxwell the cat, whose deeds were not nice. His mission in life was to eat all the mice. That's a bad cat, huh, kids? Huh?
Or a good one, depending on where you live. You're a farm person.
Right. Okay. The mice were soon gone, leaving Horace. Mice were soon gone, leaving Horace alone. This loss made him sad and caused him to moan. But Horace was different in so many ways. He outsmarted the cat who was left in a daze. And now by himself, but without a concern, he still had his music to which he could turn. When the orchestra played and was through for the day, an incident happened that was better than pay. A flutist walked by with her charm bracelet on, and something fell off of which she was fond. Young Horace was chewing on something delightful. I think he was eating a cheese sandwich at the time, and got hit on the head, which he thought was just frightful. As he looked at what hit him, a glint caught his eye. A small shiny object had fallen from high. And what could it be, this prize in his paws? It fit in his mouth between his two jaws. As he took a large breath, out came a real sound. When he let out the air, oh, what had he found? What had he found, kids, you know? Yes. Harmonica, kids, yes. I play the harmonica, by the way. I play it quite well.
I have a harmonica.
Hey, that's great, man. Great instrument, great instrument. All right, now that we found the harmonica, now he blew the horn in and out. He said a new note was heard that tickled his snout. What was this contraption that blew in and out? And we all know now, huh? He played more than one note, then played them again, with notes flowing out from his personal den. The music took form as Horace was playing. With his mouth moving fast, he found himself swaying. But he also liked to sing, too. As the fine flutist played, he sang right along, with his sweet-sounding voice, to a beautiful song. The months went by fast, and his playing skills grew. You could tell by his tone that his notes were so true. He copied the artists who were stars of the day until he perfected their solos his way. Oh, Maxwell was so proud the theater at night to get that last mouse with one final bite at Maxwell, and he was hungry all the time. But Horace was smart and knew when to play when Maxwell was sleeping throughout the whole day. By the way Horace played, this mouse was not normal. With absolute genius, his style was quite formal. Neither jazz nor the blues or that music called country, but strictly the classics, and nothing was funky. The conductor stepped up as the guest then appeared, with violin in hand as time to play neared. Now Horace was ready, his harmonica set, and his hole near the stage, and what pleasure he'd get. The world-class musician played faster than light, with notes flying by, and the tempo was right. Then tragedy struck when his violin string broke, and what would he do? It was like a bad joke. And out of thin air came music so clear, harmonica sounds which all now could hear. As Horace moved forward towards the director, the sound got much louder right in the front sector. The conductor was stunned, and the audience too, to hear such an artist who came into view. And like the violinist, his notes just flew by, and when he was finished, there was an outcry. Would you cheer for a mouse to play the harmonica? Huh?
Yeah.
Sure you are. I know you say that. Okay. The conductor went wild, and the orchestra cheered while Horace took bows, and Maxwell just sneered. And notice Maxwell was right there, right near Horace, right against the stage there. That's the closest he ever got to Horace the whole time he was out there.
Yeah, he's kind of hidden. He's dark.
You can barely see him. That's why you look at the book, you have to look carefully, see? Yeah, he's right over, let me see now. He's right over near the music. You see that there, huh? Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's a vicious cat, guys. Vicious. Just like my old cat. Okay. So Maxwell just sneered. So what's Maxwell going to do next, guys, huh? Right, exactly. Now, the fat cat came running with froth on its chin. You all know what froth is? It's that white stuff that comes from the mouth. Is that right? I knew you knew that too. Okay. The fat cat came running with froth on his chin to end the career and claim a big win. But to his surprise, the conductor was there. With a swat from the stick, the cat was laid bare. He was dragged off the stage and thrown out in the cold. His time in the hall was history of old. So what happened to poor old Maxwell, guys? Huh? Yeah.
He threw him outside.
I got thrown out, guys, yeah. He's been living in that symphony hall for a long time now. He's out in the cold. But Horace, quite comfy, and honored by all. His fame spread afar, and he now stood quite tall. He was courted worldwide and considered first-rate by kings and their queens as Horace the Great. Now, let me show you. On the final page there, what do we have over here? We have the entire cast. And so when I read to little preschoolers and kindergarten kids, they get a little frightened that Maxwell's eating his poor mom and dad, you know, and only left Horace alone. But he finds out that it's really a play, and they're all out on the play taking a bow, the whole cast. And there is mom and dad there, and who's sleeping on the stage right there, guys? Who's sleeping on the stage? Huh? Oh, Maxwell. He's sleeping. So they were all safe, and so all the kids feel very relieved when I tell them that it was just a play, and they're all alive, and so they can sleep well that night. Okay, kid. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the story. Thank you very much.
Ooh, what do we do?